Good midweek. How is it? We are here to talk about midweek stuff here on the Turin Giants. Josh, what is going on with you today?
Oh, just the good old Newsaroonie day where we're just talking about some news and some fun stuff. Kind of counting down the days until we get to the good old Empoli match. That's this Friday. So because it was a little bit of a slow week, so there isn't any Allegri out drama or any shenanigans like that. It looks like it's more so player shenanigans as far as movements go. So just gonna break some of that down. We got some Chiesa news, some Cambiaso news, some Copa Italia news because some of those results were finished, and we got some Rabiot news for you guys.
Rabiot always makes the news, does he not?
I know. Why wouldn't he?
Because he's pretty much our greatest player that probably won't stick around. Which, yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster with Rabiot the past few years. He's sort of become a bit of a hero in a sense, and now that he's been recognized in a positive light, he's leaving. So it's ironic at the very least.
That super ironic.
I guess we kind of spilled some of the beans. We got to spill the rest of the beans. We might as well just talk about Rabiot.
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, we're here. Let's do
it. Because the news just dropped, so I get to use this bit. Let's go. Right, kicking this off with our news. So Real Madrid linked with a surprise move for a Juventus star. So even though Real Madrid arguably have one of the best midfields in world football right now, they are yet to continue with potential signings in the middle of the park. And so names like Jude Bellingham, Bruno Guimaraes have been linked with potential moves to Real Madrid, but another name has surfaced, a surprising one. Real Madrid is interested in Adrian Rabiot. So, as reported by Calcio Mercato Web, apparently Carlo Ancelotti is a big admirer of Rabiot, whose contract will expire at the end of the season. Renewals do seem unlikely at the moment. So perhaps, guys, a summer move for the Frenchman. So it looks like they're trying to do that all French midfield because you would have Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and Rabiot.
That would be true, wouldn't it? That would be their second line. That's got to be a depth move.
It has to be a depth move. Yeah. It's not going to be a starting move, but
especially because like Camavinga, Tchouaméni, man, they are so young. If they were to get Jude Bellingham, I totally understand, but I mean he's so young as well. You would think they're looking for a little bit of depth, some veterancy, perhaps. Maybe that's why Rabiot is a name that comes up for them. It kind of makes sense. But it's Real Madrid. They kind of just get whoever they want, right?
Yeah, it is. It is really odd because it's like, I don't know, because like, why him of all people? Because they could get anybody. But maybe they see something in him. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say what we say about Rabiot, but like, I mean, they'll probably use him as another Casemiro. I'm not saying that he's as good as Casemiro, but like they'd probably use him as a Casemiro 2.0.
Yeah,
that's my my thought on that.
I'm just gonna say that this is just transfer rumor, and like don't get your hopes up. just don't.
Well, it doesn't even do anything for us because it's free.
Well, he would be leaving for free in the summer, yeah. So there's the upcoming news as well this past week. The PSG, no, he came from PSG, but there was talks about PSG, but Arsenal. Man United haven't come back up again, but they were interested. Arsenal seems to be interested in a lot of our players right now.
I want everybody.
Yeah, so I mean, it's weird. I'm just trying to decipher it. And I don't know. It's early days. It's still October. Maybe at the break, the World Cup break, that's when this kind of news. And I say that as most of our news today is sort of this style transfer stuff. But when you get a really odd one like this, man, I don't know. Wait till November.
Yeah, isn't it? Like, I mean, it is odd. Like, I don't know what to make out of it because it's just, I don't know. Because it's like, him of all people, and I'm not even trying to knock the dude, but like out of anybody there, it's like maybe Ancelotti knows something that we don't. I mean, again, it just could be the way that he plays defense or something that just he's like, I need this guy. So,
well, we'll see. I mean, it'd be good for him.
no, I
Man,
think so.
anybody would go to Real Madrid. I'm pretty sure,
I mean,
right?
what an upgrade, huh?
But let's just segue as well with some other news, somewhat unrelated, but it's whatever. It's big footy news. So let's talk about it. Holland's I guess contract information got exposed, put out, whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he's got oh man, I'm gonna forget the number. 170 million. 170 million pound. Yeah, because it's Manchester. 170 million pound release clause. Which now there's no direct links, but the journalists have basically deducted who could afford that. And that's in 2 years' time. So
2 years. Okay.
170 million 2 years from now, that option is available.
102 million?
170
Oh,
in 2
170.
years. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a lot, 170. But it is Holland, and he's completely dismantling the Premier League. So the journalists have essentially deducted the only teams that would be able to afford that outside of Manchester, and I assume Paris as well, but Real Madrid and Barcelona. So they're already touting, because he's also said that he wants to win a championship in every single league. So he's no, he hasn't. He didn't even do that in Germany.
He's pulling.
Did he get a
pulling
cut?
his Zlatan, huh? He's pulling his Zlatan.
Yeah. Essentially, that's what he's trying to do. Is have his future already set out.
Don't blame him.
Hey, KB's in. What's going on?
Oh, hey, KB is here.
Welcome to the random midweek news show. Okay, so that's two of the random news articles out of the way. What juicy drama do you have dug up for us today?
Oh, juicy drama. Oh boy. It sounds like I'm about to unveil our brand new news show intro that's about to upload.
Oh, you don't have it ready. He's doing this
I
like
have it.
situ.
Yeah, I have it ready. I gotta plop that bad boy in.
Plop it in. Okay, well let's
But
we'll talk
yeah,
about some other things. You let me know when you're ready. We'll
it's like ready right now. Here we go. Just kidding. There we go. Moving on. Now we're actually officially a news channel. All right. So the next thing that I want to touch on is N'Golo Kante. So this article is on Football Italia. Why should Juventus be wary of free agents like N'Golo Kante? So one of the things that this article touched on was that apparently we've been thrown our hat into the ringer for Kante, even though I don't really think that we've had solid links. I think it's just a bunch of random links because any player that goes on a free or is on verge of a free just gets tagged to Juventus by default. So yeah. So like that happens. So one of the things is they're saying that Juve is trying to lower their average age group. Also, his salary is ridiculously high because of course he would take a pay raise to come here. But
how old is he now? I want to say 29. Is he that old?
29. I think we might need to Google his age.
Googling. 31. Okay. Yeah,
he's
up
really
there.
old.
So that's why we're linked to him. He's an old dude that's on a free. Perfect.
Yes. Well, and the thing is he's got a quad injury that's taking him out of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Thing about Conte is like I'd be okay with it like 4 years ago. Now,
of
not
course,
really so much.
Mind you, defenders do have a little bit of a longer age, but I mean, if he is having these nagging issues, I mean, we already have Bonucci with that. Bremer now.
Yeah.
We want somebody healthy, which is Rugani. I mean, there's another segue. Rugani's agent came out and basically defended him and said,
what?
It's not a mistake that he's been around for the team for 7 years. He's got longevity. He doesn't get, well, he has been injured, I guess, too, but he's able to stick around and play. So that just goes to show how important that can be, that a guy like Rugani stays on a team, just like Rabiot for the most part has stayed on this team. A lot to do with just how healthy you can be, because when you have depth players, I mean, one of the most important things for those depth players is just straight up to be available.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those things too, because I remember talking about this once about certain players, and I was like, look, the thing is that we need to. Oh, this is one of my things for Dybala. So I said that availability is probably one of the most critical things that we need. A player that's actually able to play and play consistently. Because like the thing is I don't want to go on a player that's a home run player, but we have to hope that his legs hold up. It's just like, for example, Pogba. Like perfect example is him. Not knocking the player, but the thing is availability is probably one of the more crucial things, and especially right now where we need someone of his stature to be consistently playing. Like him not consistently playing does not help us right now. It actually goes in the opposite direction of what we need. So when I look at player prices for transfers as well as salaries, I think one thing I play into that factor is availability. Is this guy consistently on the field? If yes, cool, he's worth it. If not, no. Guys, that's the reason why we turned Dybala. We told Dybala to kick rocks, in theory, because Dybala was never around.
And where is he now? Exact same situation for Roma now.
In Roma, the only difference is he's not taking up a big chunk of their wage bill. But again, he's on the shelf, injured. And I just want to prove that out, that it was not just our medical staff on Dybala, because I think Dybala just doesn't have it in his legs anymore. But
no, he's a frail man. Let's be
very,
honest.
very frail. Dude needs to go get a gym membership. Like seriously, bro. But it's important. I think availability is probably one of the most important criteria, because the thing is, think about it, guys, in our full-time gigs, our jobs and stuff like that. What's the most important thing? Us showing up. Same thing goes for the pros.
Yeah, you at least have to physically be at work. Just got to be there, man. But what you do after you get to work, I mean, depending where you work, of course. But I certainly know a few people that just exist and not a whole lot else. So at least exist. Be available.
Oh, yeah. For sure on that one. So there's not really anything. Yeah, there's not really anything solid on the content news as far as us just being linked to him just because he's free and we get linked to anybody.
Guy, yeah.
There's anybody that essentially gets linked as a free, because guys, whenever there's a free player, all we hear is Agnelli just go. So whenever there's a free player, that's all you hear our management go, just ooh wee.
Oh baby.
But yeah, so there's not really anything too crazy on the content news, just the fact that he's free and we're being linked to him. Something that's going to be very important post World Cup is kaboom. Ooh. Copa Italia. So today was an absolute cluster bum of a bunch of stuff that happened in the Copa Italia. So Monza absolutely wrecks Udinese, and then Parma will play Inter.
Insane, eh?
So we get to see Buffon eliminate Inter in the Copa Italia. So Monza won a 5-goal thriller away to Udinese. I believe they were down and they came back and won 3-2. And then we will be playing Monza, so we'll get a shot at some redemption against those guys. Again, we're going to be playing them at home, not away. But those are going to be the guys that we're facing in the round of 16. So revenge tour, because I want us to beat those guys.
Was that Rick and Morty?
No, it was, here, I'll play it again for you. It was not Rick and Morty. It was Kirk Cousins.
Oh, comedian.
No, football player.
No? Football player.
Yeah, he's a quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. That's him right here. I don't know why he is. So it's a post game. So he's walking down the tunnel, going to the locker room, and everyone's like, "Hey, whoa." It was like a big game that he won. He just starts going, "Ooh," and I'm like, "Soundbite, soundbite."
That's actually
that's getting
funny.
clipped. I'm clipping that.
I like it. It's funnier that it's just like a random cut from a dude, right?
Yeah, it's just literally. So guys, if you go on YouTube and you type in Kirk Cousins, ooh, he'll just be walking into the tunnel to go to the locker room, just starts going, ooh, and it's freaking hilarious. And I was like, that's a soundbite I can use for something. I'm using it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna roll with segues tonight. So just to stay on the whole center back thing. And I know I just completely derailed the whole blue thing.
You're good.
But I think it was time.
Ooh,
Yeah, of course, Bremer.
20
28
days.
days. But Gatti, the guy who can't win or buy or just somehow scrounge out a start for this team, has won the Serie Serie B Defender of the Year in the awards. That was yesterday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yesterday. I lose track of time sometimes. Yeah, there was the big joke. Beppe was joking around.
Dude, that
On
was
Twitter.
hilarious, man. He was like sitting there with his espresso, like kind of like Benzema, where he had his phone up like this. He was like, that was hilarious. I died laughing. Yeah, it's on his shorts page. So like go to Just Juve and then look at the shorts, and you'll have him in his basketball jersey doing it. It was so funny.
Yeah, the joke was that the Copa games were being played at the same time as these awards. And just like, who schedules this nonsense?
Yeah, well, they had the Ballon d'Or and then they had like the Serie A award ceremony both at the same day. I remember the Ballon d'Or.
Oh,
was
and
like
that, yeah, like
December.
everything all at once.
Like I thought it was supposed to be in December. Now they're just like, nah, bleep it. We're gonna do it in October, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just classic Serie A. Just the mismanagement, just not giving an F about any of it, right?
KB says, I think to make it to the big teams, you have to have a good PR team to hype you up.
Yeah.
You're buying the smoke.
I mean, obviously, there's names I haven't even heard of that are getting tossed at us right now. So I wonder what their hype train is. I'm trying to find some of these just random names. What was that Slavic guy I just mentioned? Jovicic or something? But DePaul. Okay, I've stumbled on DePaul here at least.
DePaul is one for sure that's been linked because apparently him and Simeone aren't getting along that well. So they're like, all right, cool.
There's a bit of drama.
Go back to Juve, and everyone's like, go to Juve, and everyone's like, go back to Indonesia, win the title with them. I'm like, really, guys? Come on now. Let's be objective here. Udinese for the title. This bunkas might. There's no way we're gonna get that far.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's another. Yeah. Juventus have asked for the information of Xavi Simmons from Rafaela Pimenta, Pogbas agent. So another young guy. I just. Do you know him?
No.
Okay. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make, right? I'm just trying to scroll through because I didn't even write these guys' names down because I'm just like scrolling through. I'm like, don't know them, don't know them. Man, I'll stumble across it anyways. Oh, here we go. Amongst the shortlist for the Carabini in defense, Pedrazza from Strahinja. I think that's how you say it.
I love the way you talk dirty to me.
Pavlovich from Salzburg are two names the club are closely following. So saying closely following, man, I'm hoping their scouts are on because, and I'm not saying I'm great at knowing these random like especially Bundesliga or like deep into La Liga or whatever. I'm not great at knowing all these players, but man, have you heard of anybody I just said?
No.
Okay,
no, I haven't.
So it's not just me. All right, cool. If you guys have, let us know.
Gatti winning player of the year in Serie B is great, but most often than not, going to Serie A is a totally different environment. Not throwing shade at Gatito. Are you sure? It sounds like you want the smoke, KB. I mean, I get it. It's all good. I mean, he is named after a cat, and you do have a dog, so there could be some smoke there.
Can't you have both? Because I have both.
That's true.
I have kittens. My kittens aren't showing up. One of these days, I said it. Yeah, I'll get a kitten. Get a kitten on screen one day. So cute. I hope you all like kittens.
KB.
Oh man.
But all right, so the one thing I kind of want to segue also with Gatti as well is moving on to our buddy Moise Kean. So now, Moise. So Juve was kind of upset with his performance against Torino with the 73 minutes and that one-on-one miss that he is quite notable for.
That we did the short of. It didn't even do that well, to be honest.
I know.
That short today.
People were just kind of like, screw it. I don't want to see it.
Did not want to see it. And when I say did not do well, like nobody watches.
Yeah. No, but so so right now, should the Bianconeri receive an offer in January, they're going to try to push through a deal. The side having to pay 30 million next summer. I don't even know if we're going to get 15 for him. But yeah, they're hoping to try to move things now because I mean the problem is no one's going to want to buy him either just because of how everything's been going for him. I feel bad for the dude, to be honest with you. It's tough, but he didn't do well in Everton. He didn't do well with us. I mean, with PSG, he was in for garbage time and he scored in garbage time. I think the club bought on the hype, thinking that Moise would turn into something. Moise's just got a bunch of issues, dude. I think mentally as well as preparing himself for games.
Well,
I
he
think
was
that's just
quoted today too, though. Oh man, I'll try to pull up his quote again as well. But basically, just saying that just because you're not good now doesn't mean you're not setting yourself up for like greatness later.
okay.
Paraphrasing,
I mean,
of course, but something to that effect.
dude, you're 22, Keen. Like, no offense, buddy, but like, we got to start seeing the goods now. Because, like, I think
Yeah,
right now, from 22 to like 24, 25 is like your pivotal years as a striker. I mean, if you're not showing anything, you're going to literally just go and just chill at Empoli and never move. You're going to be like, honestly, going to be like Belotti. I mean, Belotti was killing it and then just kind of, oh, or like same thing with Immobile, like 22, 23, 24 years old. Like
he's
they
out
had
until
that.
the new year.
Yeah, he's out for what, 40 days? So Immobile will not play against us. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's the thing with Keane, man, because like Immobile did it. Who else? I'm thinking Bellotti as well, where it's like they had one amazing season and then it just kind of fizzled out. And Immobile's doing well at Lazio. He's doing very well, but not doing really well with the national team. But like same with Bellotti. I mean, it's critical time. I don't think Keane's shown anything. I don't think he's there at that level. I think
Mhm.
Keane needs to go move to a mid-table team. I'm very convinced, like a Sassuolo, maybe an Atalanta, something like that, where the dude can just play and be the main man and just get his game. Because I think it was partially our fault because we sold him to Everton when he was really young, and I think he just didn't know how to handle it and just kind of flopped and never came back since. Dude, it is what it is. He's the professional game, my friends. It's how it goes.
yeah. Speaking of people who are struggling, Dennis Sicardia at least struggling to make it into the lineup, but his future is still in the balance. So apparently, there's still talks with Graham Potter, the Chelsea manager there, and Todd Bowley. Yeah, so more to come. Essentially, he has not played a game yet for Chelsea, and he might be coming back. He might not. Big question mark. Um, yeah, DePaul. We kind of glossed over DePaul. We're on midfielders now, apparently. So DePaul.
Yeah,
Is this something we want to like get into?
we could.
What do you guys do? You guys want to talk? And the lines are open as well. I'll repost the link right there. It's in the chat now.
So because DePaul, so with Zakaria coming back, it's because it's not fitness with Zakaria. I think it's just Graham Potter's like I don't need this guy. I don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, because he was a Tuchel acquisition. But yeah, I mean, if how is Zakaria struggling for fitness still?
I don't think he is. I don't think it's fitness.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not
it's just
fitness right now. It was.
it was with Tuchel, but with Potter, I think it's just more so that he's like I don't need this guy. I don't know what to do with this guy.
Zakaria is. I feel he's more of a defensive style midfielder. I know he has the ability to run forward. I just don't think he really has that technical ability, especially for a team like Chelsea who have better options.
Yeah, I don't understand why even when we had Zakaria, we played him as like a box to box midfielder instead of a center defensive mid.
Yeah,
That
I
never
think
made sense
he's,
to me.
and I'm not going to go out and say he's like a straight up defensive mid,
No, he's
but
not.
he is more of a holding midfielder.
Yes. No, for sure. And then KB says, I feel many players not being fit is
Nope.
due to their negligence of them not taking care of themselves. Yes, that is half
That's
the
a big
battle as
part of it.
well. Because the thing is depends on what you do in the off season. Because the thing is, guys, if you stop working out for 2 weeks straight, your body changes dramatically.
Well, I was at my physiotherapist today and we were talking, and she was kind of making fun of the guys that she goes and tells them, oh, you need to do these exercises. It was specifically with neck exercises because we're F1 fans. We're just talking about, I mean, and that's my issue is my neck. We're talking about necks. It just is whatever. But she's just making fun of these guys who are professionals. Like it's their job to be able to perform and be able to be fit. And she tells them like, oh, you need to do neck exercises. You need to do this to be healthy. And they just like laugh it off. It's like neck but that's just kind of like that mentality, right? Not, I mean, it could be anything in this case, right? They kind of laugh off. They're young. I mean, 22. How old is Zachary? He's early 20s.
Yeah, I think 23, 24.
I mean, my fitness regime when I was 20 was give her shit.
I was gonna say,
like, don't.
Labatt Blues and some Gatorade.
And man, it honestly was up until a couple years ago, until like my well into my 30s, anyways, when I finally says like, all right, and I still will. I just don't play enough sports anymore. But if I do, like, I just go full ham and ruin myself. So it's a mentality thing. Yeah, it just depends.
I mean, yeah, McKenny is in his obsession with Chipotle.
Chipotle and the Big Macs and
yeah. Well, and that was the thing with Higuain and McKenny. Like, but the difference is Higuain found a way to get fit, so I'll give Higuain that. But like,
McKenny got fit.
He did. It wasn't like it was catastrophic or whatever. But
yeah, and I kept making a.
He came in hot. He was just like no chill.
Hello, how's it going?
He's like I want to know.
Talker.
He's like he wanted the smoke. He came in just with full heat, but he's like, so wonder what's gonna happen when he comes back after he talked that smack. And he's gonna go up to him and be like, hey yo, security, I heard you've been talking some smack. Well, let's meet out in the back of the Cantonasa. I've been taking some taekwondo lessons. We gonna settle this beef.
The same people that dealt with Pogba's brother are gonna be the same people dealing with Zakaria when he comes back.
Yeah, he's gonna show up in the airport and you just see a Jeep Cherokee, a black tinted out Jeep Cherokee, pull up to the airplane. They just duffel bag him and throw him in a bag.
Now that's something I kind of find humor in. Now, on one hand, I don't really care what anybody drives. Like I drive an old beat up truck, I don't care. But typically you have this multi-million-dollar, like worth hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollar company. It's got to be billions, Fiat, Exor, whatever. But because they are Fiat, Jeep, Chrysler, whatever,
still
they just roll in with these Jeep Cherokees, and it's just like, that is not cool, guys. It's a Jeep.
It's hilarious. Well, they started doing the 4-door Wrangler. I think it's called the Sahara.
Oh yes, yeah.
Like, did you see some like Pogba showed up in that? Like their summer transfers all came up in the new Jeep Sahara. Like poor Gatti, they put him in a Cherokee, but they put like all the other ones in like the nice cars.
Yeah, it's all coming from Sunny B, just down the road, right?
Just give him the. I kind of want to know like how Juventus like organizes their fleets for their cars. Like, I mean, I remember they put Ronaldo in a Jeep Cherokee too. So like, I think this is just a new Sahara that came out where they're just like, hey, let's use this for transfers, and everyone's like, all right, cool.
To be fair, it is the Grand Cherokee. They're not same vehicles. The Cherokee and the Grand Cherokee are not even the same thing. The Grand Cherokee, especially in that high trim level, is a really nice vehicle, but it's still a soccer mom SUV. At the end of the day, the soccer part makes sense, but the whole
I was gonna say
other part,
I'm like, go figure.
Yeah, no, it's just funny, but I get it. I obviously understand why they're using Jeep. I mean, it's plastered all over the kit, right? So it's just, again, irony. We're back to the segues are real tonight. Let me tell you.
Hey, I'm just saying, they stop out of the airport. First thing Zaccharia stops out of the airport, the Jeep pulls up, and you just hear Zaccharia just start going.
Jeez. So, let's talk about Chiesa a bit because everyone loves Chiesa, right?
Want to talk about Chiesa? All right,
Put
let's
your
talk
hands
about
up if you don't like
Boom.
Chiesa, and I'll kick you out of the chat.
Alrighty, so 3 ways that Juventus boss will use Chiesa after his return from injury. So this article kind of touch bases in. So Juventus star Federico Chiesa is close to returning into some action, boosting Massimiliano Allegri's options up front and slow-key reducing his excuses as well. So here's how the Bianconeri can line up with the Italian international. So Chiesa's been stuck on the sideline since January with his knee injury that required surgery. So multiple reports suggest that the ex-Fiorentina winger, don't know why that's in the article, because
every soccer article always states where he's from and the last team he played for.
Nobody cares. Sorry, Rocco. So he could be included in the squad against Empoli. So although he is not expected to be involved in competitive games yet, so Chiesa offers Allegri some tactical solutions up front. So as highlighted by La Gazzetta dello Sport, the Tuscan tactician can use the 24-year-old in multiple positions. That's
you
what she
started
said.
Italian and then you went Russian.
Dude,
he made a Michael Stocks joke.
I'm like trying to. Yeah. Alrighty, so Chiesa again, we all know natural winger. He can play wide in a 4-3-3 or a 4-2 or 4-4-2. Of course, fewer defensive duties in the attacking trident. While in the 4-4-2 may force him to often track back and help defenders. I think Chiesa did his best under Pirlo in a 4-4-2, like whenever he was the wide guy.
But Mancini's 4-3-3 in the Euros.
Yeah, that too. But the big but, the juicy but, is that the Mancini is switching over to a 3-5-2. So his role
is he
could
now?
be,
I didn't hear that. Okay.
The national team.
And I mean, I posted that video last week about how Italians do this 3-5-2, yet their defensive record is actually worse somehow.
The 3-5-2 is no good. As Gattuso says, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe.
Oh, I love that one.
I need to sound bit that bad boy.
Yeah,
but
you do.
No,
sorry, I want to segue because we're having fun.
We're
laughing.
Do it. You won't, Dave. Do it.
Should I drop the shitters? Should I drop the shitters? Should I talk about that podcast I listened to?
Okay, go for it.
A TFC podcast.
I guess. I don't see.
Okay, it's also because I have problems from people from Toronto and their pretentiousness. I'm from Toronto, so I know this first.
Dave has beef. Dave has beef with Toronto.
I do have beef in Toronto. No, sometimes, I mean, and they're not all like this, obviously. But
loose beef, ground beef.
They can be stuck up.
Roast beef. Corned beef.
Okay. All right.
Let's go.
So I'm listening to their podcast today. This TFC podcast, obviously from Toronto. And I had asked them if they want to come on the show because I want to talk Bernadeschi with them. They declined me after like ignoring me for a while. So I asked again. They's like, "Oh no, I think we're not ready yet. Maybe, maybe we'll reconsider in the future." Which basically they saw at the time we had like 500, if that at the time, subscribers, right? Just thinking, oh, nobody likes us. We're small time, not realizing that the brand's only been around since 2013, and we just kind of expanded the brand. And so I got the cold shoulder. And I also got the cold shoulder in Toronto because I was at a soccer store and I was trying to talk about the podcast. And this guy, because I said, it's like, hey, do you want me to like advertise? You want to make it's like, oh no, well, with the podcast that we have, we're pretty much covered. I listened to them and they were trash. They were absolutely trash. And it was exactly what I thought. It was a stuck up like Guido that probably had his gold chain stuck in his chest hair. Just talking about hell no. Dash is clearly hungry. Are you hungry? Jesus. So anyways, I was listening to this TFC one today. and they were not having any fun. They take themselves so seriously. And I got to start thinking, I'm like, man, there's a few, even within our community, there's a few people that take themselves so seriously. And I got no time for that. I think that's what I'm trying to say is, who are any of us? Who are you? Who are you, Dash, to be so serious?
I don't know. Shit, I'm scared. What am I?
What I'm saying? Like, why can't these people have fun? It's like they couldn't get a real job, so now they're podcasting or writing on the side full time or YouTubing full time because they have nothing else going on, and they're like, "This is my job. I am so serious about it right now."
Yeah,
I mean, like, it takes 5 minutes to start a YouTube account. Like,
it's just, they wake up every morning.
I don't know. All I'm trying to say is, you guys are cool. I love. Should I? Oh man. Okay, I didn't say it. But he's
no.
But no, in general, I'm not picking names. I'm not trying to hone in on one person, and it's not typically everyone from one channel or outlet, what have you. It's just you have those guys, and I'm just glad we're not like that, and I'm glad that our fans are not like that. Our fans, I mean, our people. We're all it's not the same. All you guys. I'm glad you guys are.
Yeah, and so I was actually talking with Giuseppe on the phone, and Beppe and I were having a conversation. We were talking about how, like, it's really important for us as, like, Juventino channel. We're essentially kind of like your guys' ambassadors to the club in a sense. We're like, we'll have moments where we're frustrated at, like, the players or the staff or the coach or the management or whatever. But, like, again, it's important to take a step back, relax, instead of just, like, making and falling into this, like, trap of making clickbaity pictures to, like, trash the club, et cetera, because it's just not a good look. And and it was interesting too, because Beppe mentioned this. He said, I have more, like, he's like, you notice things more with Juve fans than Inter fans trashing the club. He's like, Inter will throw their banter, but he's like, the thing that disappoints me the most is when Juventino put down their own club. He's like, and I agreed with him, because I understand there's moments where we're frustrated or we're upset with how we're performing and we're not playing well. And again, we get it. It's periods, guys. So, like, the thing is just, and I think we have a great community on the channel here, where everyone can kind of sit back and we can be upset, but we can sit down, take it objectively. Dave and I will always try to make you guys laugh during our live streams, whether it be stupid sound bites or us just saying completely stupid stuff. But that's the community that we want. We want a community where it's like, okay, we can sit here and say, okay, Allegri did a misplay on a substitution or a misplay on the tactics, or Rabiot did a misplay on a something or like that. But for us to just, like, make us do, like, a I can't even think of the image that we put, the preview image on our videos where it's like Allegri should be sacked, or
just this complete, like, big red lettering and all that nonsense.
Yeah, like, we're just not big fans of those.
No.
So it's just, I'm not about that smoke. Don't really like that smoke. I think it's non-productive. If we sit here and make a clickbait title saying, "Oh, Allegri sacked, the stadium's empty, the stadium sucks, this and that," it's not good content, guys. Because, like, the thing is like, no offense, you guys aren't our parents. You guys don't want to sit down and listen to us whine for.
You're not my dad. You don't own me.
You're not my dad. Like, we don't want to be those two. We don't want to be those guys. Like, we don't want to sit here and make you guys, the viewers, listen to us rant about stuff and complain and whine and cry about it. Like, we'll offer some critique on things, make a couple of jokes, and then we'll pull you guys in, either pull you guys in on screen and have you guys speak your piece, or...
Which, I mean, you can. If anybody wants to jump in right now.
You can't segue. Boom. Link on the bottom. Haha. Yeah. But it's just, again, we're a community channel. We want folks to come in. We want to bring people in together. Also, we want to bring in new Juventini. So, like, for example, KF Squad, if you're still watching, like, KF Squad came in, joined the channel from, I think he was watching one of Beppe's streams, and then it finished and he got sent over to us after. So, like, bringing people in where we just have, like, dialogue, discourse, talk about stuff.
Yeah, just the community. I mean, we're ranting about ourselves. But
we're so damn awesome.
so serious and amazing. No,
it's so big.
I don't know why anybody listens to us. Maybe you can fill us in on why, but
That's why.
shall we derail this train?
Yeah,
there's
let's
not.
we're gonna talk about some Chiesa here. All right, come here, boy. All right, Chiesa. So going back to that article that we're reading earlier about our good buddy Federico. So with Chiesa, Mr. Roberto Mancini has recently lined Italy up in that 3-5-2, which does not require attacking wingers. So talking of the 3-5-2, Chiesa did play in the left wing back role at Fiorentina. Again, nobody cares. It's Fiorentina. Oh, ha ha ha. But it's very unlikely that he will play that position in Italy or even play that position in general. So looking at it, it looks like Chiesa will probably be back, and he might actually play in the midfield option. I think he's probably going to be, because I don't see Allegri switching out of a 4-4-2, because he started the 4-3-3, kind of not that saucy right now. It's not lemon squeezy, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I think it's going to be a 4-4-2. It's going to be Kostic on the left mid, Chiesa on the right mid. I think, and the thing is too, guys, I might be a little bit, because I am a little bit hungry, so I might be a little bit delusional. But
Are you actually hungry? Like, what did I miss?
I don't know. He said I'm hungry, and my stomach's like, all right, bro, bet we can eat.
Maybe you heard a growl. Okay, I don't know.
Like, yeah, maybe I heard that, and then just my stomach's
shit.
like,
here we go again.
no. But so with Pirlo, Chiesa played on the right, and it was like Pirlo has no formation, man. The dude's weird. It was like a 3-4-2, and then it switched to a 4-4-2 or something like that. It was janky. But Chiesa did play on the right wing, because I remember that quite specifically well, because he put Teo Hernandez on skates against Milan, which was freaking hilarious. But I think Chiesa will probably dominate more on the right side. So if we do run a 4-4-2, I could definitely envision Chiesa popping up on the right and doing some damage, where Kostic is your main cross provider and Chiesa's the guy that puts people on skates and tells them to go back to, school per se, defensively.
Kostic will tend to stay on the outside and look for the cross, whereas Chiesa will try to cut on the inside and try to get the passing lanes and find space.
Yeah,
So
I don't see Di Maria starting for an extended period of time.
If Chiesa is healthy enough and will not get re-injured, I mean, why have Di Maria? And I mean, he's great, and I think he's a great super sub, and he's going to be super important to share the minutes with Chiesa.
Because I think, and I think we were all like projecting this or thinking about this back then, it was a 4-3-3, Chiesa on the left, Vlahovic in the middle, Di Maria on the right. But I just don't see Di Maria lasting enough games for that to even like be viable at this point.
That's why you're hungry. It's all the beef talk.
Beef. Probably. But yeah, speaking on that though, like I think originally they wanted to do 4-3-3. I just don't think that, for some reason, I just don't think the team's going to be geared enough to do it. So I think they're going to switch to a 4-4-2. Kostic on the left, Chiesa on the right.
Likes that though.
Nobody.
I'm a person that likes 4-4-2.
Nobody does. I'm not saying that somebody does, unless Allegri really wants to, razzle us and give us the zestiness. If he does a diamond 4 midfield where he has,
that's like a really, if you want to be technical, that's a 4-1-2-1-2.
Okay, so a 4-1-2-1-2. So, like, for example, you have Paredes in the middle as your defensive midfielder, and then you have either McKennie and Pogba on the left or right, or Pogba and Locatelli or Rabiot, and then Chiesa would be as a cam, a center attacking midfielder, or that transitional player.
The free roamer.
The free roamer, and then you'd have Vlahovic and Milik. That would probably be, like, your most deadliest formation, and then you're like, oh, cool, what happens to Kostic? And you're like, oh, crap, I forgot he plays. But,
yeah.
Dude, the thing is, the more and more I think about it, the more and more weird our personnel setup is. Like think about it, Dave. Like, we don't have players that can play a certain system at all, formation wise, because it's like we have enough for a 4-3-3 for a starting lineup, but we don't have like proper players for a bench. We have players for a 4-4-2 for a starting lineup, but not really a good sub base as well.
Everyone has players for a 4-4-2. You don't need any specific type of player to play. It's
just
that boring. It's like vanilla ice cream.
That's what I'm saying. Like they have it, but they don't have it at the same time. And it's like same with the 4-3-3. Like they have it, but they don't have it at the same time. It's like there, but it's not there.
I mean, this is why we do the FIFA thing, and this is why
Dude, it was like rapid fire with how he fired everybody.
KB, are you referencing that other channel again? I'm not sure. Let us know. I still have the t-shirt and the hoodie
I never bought any of it.
and the mug.
Yeah, I never did. I saw the prices and I was like, nah.
It was, and you didn't have to pay the same amount to get it shipped to Canada because, I mean, screw Canadians.
Shipping like $20.
No, I paid like $120 for shipping.
Oh, geez, that is ridiculous.
It was bad.
And then it took you like 3 months to get all the equipment too.
It came in 3 separate packages. I'll tell you this: if you go to the turngiants.com and check out the swag that's there, you will not be overcharged in shipping. You will not have your things arrive in 3 separate packages unless you get like the posters or something. Yeah. If you get the clothing, it'll all come in one spot. But if you're getting like the stickers or the posters, just because of how they package them, the posters come in that what do you call it? The poster roll thing.
You're making like a interesting hand motion there while you're describing it.
Yeah, the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Sweater, just cover.
Yeah, so the posters will come separately because of how they have to be shipped.
Dude, literally, just you were going like this in front of the camera. I'm like, geez, Dave, chill, man.
Oh man.
Oh man. And it's like, all right, guys, we gotta get back to what we really need to get back to because we're just like
oh, Chiesa. And they said he's going to play for Empoli, and then they said he's not going to be playing for Empoli. So,
yeah, they said he was on the bench. I don't think he's stepping on the field. I'd be surprised if he did.
Yeah, I would really be surprised.
Yeah, I would be shocked if they're like, hey, yeah, we're going to put him in for like 10 to 15 minutes. Because I know they wanted him to play against the under-19s first before he really did anything outside of that.
Cylinder. You guys are so cryptic today. Like, what's
talking about? He's talking about
the cylinder. Yeah, the poster cylinder. Yeah.
So KB actually has a business question, guys. We need to focus.
Why can't I buy 3 stickers at once? I will look into that.
We gotta ask the boss man for that one.
Yeah, that's a boss man thing. I will give him a hard time. That is for sure.
Yeah, he's probably gonna watch this like, damn it, Dish. I said, stop calling me boss man. It feels weird. Leave me alone.
Yeah, well, that's why we do it, because it feels weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know who has jacked arms? Speaking of making it feel weird, Cambiasso. There's a picture of him with his sleeves rolled up, and he's got like these toned, kind of veiny arms.
You are talking about this guy.
Oh, look at that stare. That was not the photo I saw. But
I mean, he still looks like that's the kind of stare that he says that, yeah, your daughter calls me daddy now. That's what that is
too, man. Because he looks so young and innocent in most of his photos, and then it's like, watch out.
It's like his girlfriend dumped him, and now he's having a revenge season. So it's like low key, we dumped him, and then we're like, yeah, go to Genoa, go to Bologna, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna take this personally. Channeling his inner Kobe Bryant right there.
Yeah.
But so I do have an article on that. So Juventus considered no.
Sorry.
That's interesting. No.
But speaking of NBA starts tonight, NBA fans.
No, it started yesterday. Warriors and
okay, I only followed for Toronto. I mean, my version of the NBA starts tonight.
I got to see Stephon Chef Curry absolutely slap the taste out of LeBron James's mouth last night, which was absolutely hysterical.
I love it. Did you go to the Red Wings game on Monday?
I did go to the Red Wings game on Monday.
You didn't even tell us about it.
That game was nuts. Like, Dave, I kid you not, that game was nuts. I don't know if you saw the highlight of it, but like literally with like a minute left, empty net, the Kings were up to score. Dylan Larkin comes out of nowhere, slides a stick in between the dude's legs. Pause. I know that sounds weird. Literally knocks the puck away from an empty net shot, and then the Wings take it back and they tie it, only to lose to a really stupid goal in overtime. And I was just like, dude, come on.
They picked up the point. You got some extra watch time there.
I know. I was like, because the thing is, Dave, it was crazy. So Wing scored, King scored, King scored, Wing scored, King scored,
Oh,
Wing
it's one of
scored.
those back and forth. Yeah,
Like
those are
that,
fun.
yeah. It was like 35 shots for both teams
Nice.
each. So like I was like sitting there. And the thing is, Dave, is like what was crazy about the Wings game, I forgot how fun it was to watch live hockey.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like,
it's way better live. It's not great on television. It can
yeah,
be, but it often isn't.
because like the thing is like so American football is boring live. Baseball is like, let's be real, everyone's there for the beer and the hot dogs. Nothing, I mean the glizzies. No one's there for anything else at all. Like seriously, like I don't think I've ever seen a person at a baseball game legitimately like dead focused on the game. Like
Oh, they
everybody that
exist. They're weird. They're weird people, but they exist.
I think there's just a bunch of old people that have nothing better to do, especially like if your team is like absolute dog crap like the Detroit Tigers. But I rest my case there. But like I was there, even though like the Wings aren't projected to be anything crazy this year or anything good, maybe like an 8th or a 7th seed. I have not had that much fun. I was like, I think the last time I had that much fun was when I was in Joe Louis watching like Zetterberg and all those guys back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah, with Datsuk, like I'm just sitting here and I'm like watching this game, and I'm like, dude, like I've never been this excited in so long watching live sports. I'm like, I don't get to because I don't get to watch any like football here because you don't see me flying
The
to Turin.
lights.
No,
Oh,
I meant
football.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
footy. I meant good old footy because
You
it's
have
like,
USL.
yeah, but I've seen Detroit City play, and it's like kind of okay. And I'm just like, because the thing is, like, to be honest with you, like, I want to be where Kevin is, man. Like, Kevin's
Yeah.
legit there,
Well, we'll
and
just
just
go.
having.
Let's go. There. We're going.
So we're just gonna fly there, and we'll do a big podcast with all three of us in the same room talking. But like, oh man, like I wish I could just be Kevin, man. Just going into the Allianz Stadium every weekend and just watching a game, like that's the life right there. And KB is talking about our buddy Schmuck. So we're waiting.
Yeah.
Schmuck.
Where is that man? He's funny.
I haven't seen him, but we do have Niket that's in the waiting room, so we can
Oh,
good
yeah,
old
he is.
stream and we'll talk with him.
Hey,
What's
Hey,
going on?
I'm just about taking off from work, packing up
I
my
got you.
stuff. Yeah, I'm leaving.
And you guys are always working.
I know.
Workaholics. I think it's just for some reason we've attracted people west of us.
No, I'm actually in not to completely go away where I live, but I'm in Minnesota. So
I
Oh,
got
Minnesota.
you. Ooh, so
you don't
yeah.
you don't say it like Minnesota.
no, I've been around. Let's put it that way. I was
Okay,
born
right
in-
on.
Yeah, I was born in New Jersey, lived in India, and then ended up in Minnesota.
Oh
I
wow.
gotcha. So
Yeah.
then you
Nice.
kind of got the Kirk Cousins reference I made earlier if you were here for that.
No, I didn't. I didn't
Oh,
hear the
the
Kirk
ooh
Cousins.
wee. Yeah, the him in the locker room. Ooh wee.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think I heard him say that, but they
It's
always
bad.
play the bit where he says, "You like that? You like
Yeah,
that?"
yeah. So this was when he was back when he was with Washington, the Commanders, because they used to be the Redskins, but they got changed to the Commanders. But yeah, I remember he said that. I think it was during a playoff game that he won. Everyone's like,
Yes.
"Hey Kirk, what's going on?" He's just walking through the locker room, just just like
Jesus.
absolute gold. That's the one thing I appreciate about Kirk.
Oh my God, Kirk is an interesting guy. I mean, there was a what was it when Mike Zimmer was the coach of the Vikings? There was one time he was trying to celebrate a touchdown or something like that, and it looked like the guys on the radio here were making fun of him because they were like, you knew he was thinking about it, the night before or the day before, and he planned the celebration. I don't remember what game it was, but it was just something really ridiculous. And
Yeah, I remember when they beat the Saints in the playoffs, and Kirk was like talking, giving a motivational speech in the locker room, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, guys, you like that?" And everyone's like,
yes, I remember. Oh my God, I remember that game, and that reference he came up with. But yeah, that was really funny, and everybody wanted him to say it, so I guess he just fed it to everybody. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I watched the Vikings, but the Vikings are one of those teams where it's like you're holding your breath every time they do something.
Dude, they're not the Lions. They're not the Lions. That's all I'm going to say.
No, they're not. But
is there anything good about Detroit?
No,
name one
suck.
thing.
The only thing good about in football, like, no, it's nothing. It's a dumpster fire. The only thing Detroit has right now that's like credible is the Red Wings as a credible franchise. Like, other than that, like, because the Pistons were only good for like 2 decades, and then they're dog meat, and then like the Tigers are an absolute joke. Like the Tigers and the Lions, any team with a cat in Detroit is an absolute dumpster fire.
So because they're all strays in that city.
Yeah, legitimately.
I was gonna say, the Tigers were legit good in the mid 2010s, but
yeah, they had a good run, but they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah,
no, they didn't.
The thing is like the Tigers were like blue balls during that area where you're like, oh my god, they're gonna get over that.
Yes, that is true. That's very true. So, like watching Minnesota sports teams right now is like, ooh, like watching UA. You know, you're kind of like, there's a cringe factor, and they're gonna let you down. You know, when they get to the big stage, like how we, you know, inevitably fall in a CL final or something like that.
I mean, hey, you guys at least make it there. We don't. We're sitting there like in Detroit, like, hey man, are we gonna get a playoff team for the first time in like 10 years? Nah, okay, cool, good talk.
I love this. We get 2 Americans in the room together, and all they do is talk about the NFL and the MLB.
Yeah, well, hey,
and a bit of the NBA.
KB is saying Charlotte Bobcats.
Yeah, just all the stereotypes here. The Charlotte Bobcats. I haven't heard that name.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They used to be called the Charlotte. They're the Hornets now.
Yeah, they do have cool. They got cool colors. I give them that.
Oh, I was gonna say what is it? Well, speaking of soccer, so I was watching Minnesota United, which is our team.
That's the USL.
No, MLS.
No, MLS.
Is it MLS? Minnesota?
Yep.
Oh man, I don't pay attention to the West, clearly. But
no worries. No worries. But I was watching it. They scored a goal, then they proceeded to give up a goal within 8 minutes, and which you knew it was coming. And I was like, Adrian Heath, who's the coach of the United, is. I don't know if he's a Allegri disciple or what, but as soon as they went up a goal, they started defending it, which the team has shown they're not even capable of defending the damn goal. So, and you know,
you can say that about most of the MLS teams, though.
Yeah,
they're like the defending in that league is trash.
Yep, it is. But I mean, there are some, you know, like I don't know about LAFC, but.
Well, they got Chiellini.
They got Chiellini.
Yeah, they got Chiellini. Speaking of which, I wanted to go see that game, but I didn't. It was in the middle of the weekday, so I couldn't go see Georgia.
Yeah, that's the thing about MLS, man. They'll throw games in on like a Tuesday or Wednesday. It's like, no, just keep it on the weekends. Stop.
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to show up with my Chiellini jersey and try to get a signature.
Yeah, I mean that would be nice. I can't even get myself a Bernardeschi jersey right now at TFC one.
What?
They're all sold out. You can't buy them.
Dang.
And they go for $200 a piece.
Bernardeschi going for $200 a piece. Wow.
Yeah, and Insigne, same thing. He sold out right away.
That is quite a turn of events.
Speaking of which, Insigne just set a new MLS record for the highest salary. He's getting re-signed for $14 million.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a payday. $14 million for Lorenzo Insigne.
Dang.
He's not even worth that much.
Carl Gershon said he had this thing.
We claim to use info.
Oops, sorry, guys.
Nope, you're fine.
The radio turned on as you get in your car.
No, he's yeah, it was the radio background.
It's all good. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I got into my car and then my Bluetooth took over. So
Yeah, it does that.
I
I
got
hate
that.
when my wife starts the car and my Bluetooth connects to her car, and I'm freaking out, wondering what's going on, why my phone's not working. She's
Yeah.
probably wondering like, what does this guy listen to?
Yeah, no, my little brother's Bluetooth synced up to my truck once, and I'm like sitting there, I'm like, what the hell? I don't remember playing this song. Like, what the hell's going on?
That's freaky. They think it'd be better these days. It's 2022, guys.
I know, guys. Like, geez, let's.
I was going to say, to get on the subject of Juve.
Yes, I was actually just gonna ask what you had on mind.
Well, the Chiesa thing, we're talking about that, and when is he going to come back? Like, I don't think he's going to be back until probably sometime in November. At the
Realistically,
earliest.
Yeah,
Because-
and that's for sure. Go ahead.
No, sorry guys, but it just seemed like, well, they were saying he was going to be back after the World Cup, him and Pogba. Now they're saying, well, he might be back. I don't know what Empoli was one, and then I don't know where else. But man, I never thought they would be back like October or even maybe closer to when the World Cup is around. That's what I was thinking. But
Oh, I don't think Pogba misses this World Cup.
No.
I would assume that he did some kind of witchcraft or something to get his leg going, because
Yeah, somebody did
Yeah.
mention that earlier about. the
yeah, I think it was
witchcraft.
KB, but yeah, I would not believe Pogba would. I think Pogba would try to do whatever he can to get back for this World Cup, especially because he's defending it. So I would be shocked if he switched if that was the case. Chiesa, I'm a little bit more surprised for.
Yeah.
But again, I think Chiesa shouldn't even step on the field until November for sure. But I know Pogba was trying to get back for the World Cup, so that one doesn't surprise me. And also meniscus injuries, depending on what you do and how you do it, it's hit or miss. Either it goes really good or really bad. So if it's progressing really well for him, then power to him. But with Chiesa, I'm a little bit more concerned just because of the magnitude of that injury. I get it, modern sports science, ACLs aren't career ending anymore, but it's still an ACL essentially is that they're taking tissue from another ligament of your body and putting it into the torn ligament itself. So it's a lot of it is how your body can handle, how your body adapts to it. You can have the best medical doctor in the world do something for you, but if your body refuses it or rejects it, there's nothing really much you can do.
Yeah, and what I mean, the ACL is still a 12 month to 18 month recovery period anyway, no matter how quickly people get back. So that just made me really skeptical. I'm like, I don't think he's gonna come back that quick.
Yeah, I mean, I had a meniscus injury last year on my left knee, and I sat out for 12 months. So, and I didn't do surgery on it, so I just did physical therapy. So, because I
You're
don't
still
really have.
sitting there.
I know I'm still sitting here. No, but yeah, because I don't have access to world-renowned doctors like these guys do. So, I mean, it's always one of those things. Because the thing is it's a mental injury more than it is a physical injury. Because the thing is like Demirel said it, Chiellini has said it. Coming back to play, you don't feel confident pushing off that leg, and it happened to me too. Even though I didn't tear my ACL, but like even cutting or doing any kind of side lateral movements, I'm just kind of like. Like I start shivering a little bit.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about was, did you? Well, okay, so Bremer's out for 20 days, which, in our medical staff, it might be like 2 months.
Yeah, perhaps.
But like, okay, so. I mean, is Gatti going to actually get a chance to play?
You would think at this point he would have to.
My thing though on Gatti is I'm a little bit concerned if Rugani is beating him out. I mean, we don't know the magnitude of how Rugani's beating him out, but that to me is something there where I'm a little bit concerned. Where if Rugani is beating out Gatti for playing time,
Okay, but look at who else is playing now. Bonucci can't do all the minutes himself. We know that.
No.
And then you're throwing in Sandro, Danilo. You're putting in fullbacks into these center back positions. And he's sooner going to do that before putting Gatti in, it seems. But again, these guys are all old. All of them. You got to play Gatti at some point. I just can't see any other way around it.
I don't either, but the thing is like, and again, we're not going to harpoon Gatti here and say he's terrible or anything like that, but it does raise an eyebrow that Rugani is playing ahead of him. Also, we've noticed that with Fagioli as well, where Fagioli isn't getting that many looks. I mean, he's getting a little bit more looks than Gatti is, but I think the thing that we're also underestimating as well, and KB mentioned this earlier, to be honest with you, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect the jump from Serie B to Serie A to be this drastic as far as quality wise, because that's the only thing, if you think about it, that's the only explanation that we have why those two aren't playing consistently, is because they're not fully adjusted to the speed and the pace of the league, which makes sense because, guys, remember, if we're playing a Copa Italia team, we're usually using our under 22 or under 23 team mixed with our starters, and we're slapping them 4-0 like it's nobody's business. Like when we're playing against a Spal or something like that in the Copa Italia, like it's almost like night and day quality wise. So I think even though Gatti is the best defender of Serie B, I think, and I'm a little bit disappointed in the league or in Italy for this, but if there is that big of a skill gap in between divisions, that's not good. That's very bad.
But is there really, or is it just a classic Allegriism? Of just playing who he trusts and he knows.
Maybe, but that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's who he trusts. That's what it seems like. Because, Gatti's made some appearances. I thought he started a couple of games.
He did have a couple.
He did, but like the last notable start was Monza, and like a lot of people were calling the goal that Monza scored on him, but we broke it down. That was like a collective effort per se. It wasn't just Gatti that botched it. It was a lot of players in positioning and all that. And I don't think have we seen Gatti since? I think we have.
No, I don't think we have.
Since Monza?
Don't believe so.
Yeah, because we played Bologna. Did he? No, he didn't play Bologna.
He's been out for a long time, not playing. Healthy scratch.
Yeah, because None of the Maccabi games obviously didn't play in Milan. Didn't play previously against Torino.
I forgot that he even played in Monza. It's been that long. I've almost forgotten that he can even play for us.
That's the only time I saw him play was that's the last time I saw him play was when it was that game against Monza, and that was it. And then we never heard from him again, which is kind of unfair because that to me concerns me if Allegri trusts Rugani over Gatti in the Maccabi game.
But as his agent said, he's been there for 100 games. He has played 100 Serie A games for Juventus. So he's there for a reason, right? He was there for Allegri 1.0, and he's there again.
Can we pin comments in here? Because I'll pin the link too. Yeah, I'll just do this. Oh no, I almost put ourselves in a timeout.
Oh no, timeout.
There we go. I pinned it.
But Allegri is also stupid stubborn. Yeah. Yes, he is.
Frankie is in. What is up, Frankie? Welcome. Our resident college student, Frankie, in the house.
And Texan, I believe, as well.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
So definitely good points.
Yeah, let's not keep you. I know you're driving. Thanks for tuning in at work and dropping in.
Yeah.
Drive safe, my friend.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll catch you next time.
We'll see you
later.
Take care. Yeah, and this just in, guys. Speaking of Gatti, like I said, the segues are real. So from Giovanni Albanese via Gazzetta. Gazzetta. Which one's that? Gazzetta under IT. This Gazzetta dello Sport, right?
Yes.
Okay. In January, a possible access between Empoli and Juventus for Fagioli, who found little space in the first part of the season. The destination could also be useful for Sule, who needs continuity, and even Gatti. We just mentioned all three of those guys.
Was that breaking news?
Yeah, that just came. That we might put them. You got me. You got me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So it is funny how we did just mention these three guys, Fagioli, Sule, and Gatti, and they are linked with a possible move to Empoli. And it's funny that we are playing Empoli this week. Maybe it's the scouts are out. It's the only, or it's just a coincidence. But kind of weird that we're kind of just. Do we have another center back? Do we have another? I guess we have a couple wingers.
That's a good segue to the Cambiasso article, and Bones is like, bro, that was loud. No, he's like, that was ear smash, bro.
Oh, for how loud that thing was?
Yeah, well, you know what, Bones, I was just making sure that you're awake, okay? I saw it on the algorithm here on YouTube. It was telling me that Bones was napping, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't catch Bones lacking over there.
All right, drop her down a few decibels. Actually, no, the intro song, I've been meaning as well. I don't know if it is super loud. I almost think that it is because there's people waiting. You see, it's like, a couple people waiting, whatever. And then the intro comes on and like
Everyone's
immediately
like,
drops
nope.
down because like, oh my god, it's so loud.
Nope.
But I actually dropped the loudness of that track a lot. Clearly not enough. I think it needs another tick or two. You guys let us know. Is our intro too loud? Because for me, I'm just like, I'm rocking out, getting ready. You know. Are you spying on me? Yeah, Dash was a creep.
I wish I had the Law and Order sound effect, the conk conk, when he said that. Are you spying on me? But so we do want to touch on this because we were talking about defenders. So right now it says that this article from UVFC.com says Juventus considers recalling their loanee earlier than expected, and that loanee is Cambiasso. So the one thing is it says the group is good enough, but one problem on the team has been the left back position. The Bianconeri no longer get good performances from Alexandro. Oh, well, no crap. It's been like, 3 years? Like, geez. So they have started their search for a replacement and may not need to sign an entirely new player, guys. So, according to the Tutto Mercato web, Juve might recall Cambiasso from his loan spell at Bologna. The left winger. I didn't think he was a winger. I thought he was a left back. Yeah.
He's a wing back, technically. Yeah.
Typo. So is supposed to stay with them until the end of the season, but Juve could get him back in January. So Cambiasso has done well for Genoa last season, and we can bring him back to help us in a problem spot. At the end of the season, we might not need to sign a new back. If he returns and does well, we might not have to spend any money on it. So thoughts on you guys in the chat, and Dave, I'll let you take it from here on Mr. Cambiasso.
So he's played 10 games, starting 8 of them, and has 2 assists. That's pretty good for a young kid just dropping into a team. It also re-raises this question now. Why did we even push him on in the first place? It's not like it's big money. We bought the kid outright. What, we're trying to save a couple $1 million by loaning him out? And now there's got to be some sort of fees, or when you break a contract or something. Like, is it going to cost us money to get him back? What's the agreement there?
I think it is, and then I think we have to send they'll probably send another player, because the interesting thing too is in addition to Cambiasso, they were saying something about pulling in De Winter back from Empoli.
Really, De Winter? Okay, why?
Well, he's a right back, and what's his face?
But he's not very good, though. I don't think he is.
I don't think Connie De Winter is good, but let me go to the good old FOP mob and pull up his stats.
KB, no way Juve will recall loaning in the middle of the season. That's never happened, and that is probably a fake rumor. Perhaps. I think it was that they mentioned it as an option that they want to explore. Not that, we're going to do this. They're probably going to get told to screw off, to be honest. I don't know. It depends on what the backroom deal was on that one.
So I looked up Coney's stats. Coney has an overall 6.5 rating, so average. Right now, he's played 90 minutes against Monza. That was his best game, and that was his most recent game. So it's it's not bad. It's actually improvement. So like if you look at his game stats, so his first game was in August against Fiorentina, 5.9. Only played for 22 minutes. Played a 90 against Lecce, got a 6.9 to 7. So that's like good, decent play. And then I believe he missed a couple of games due to injury. So he missed 5 games due to injury. And then he came back against Milan, even though they lost 3-1. He had a 6.1. So that's bang average for those keeping a record at home. Played Torino, got a 6.8, which is, again, above average, C+. And then he got a 7.4 against Monza. I believe this was a loss against Monza. And got a 7.4 rating and a loss, which is actually not bad at all.
It's not bad at all.
Because usually, oh no, they won. I lied. Just kidding. So looks like he had some decent stats. Looked like he played well. They are playing him as a center back at Empoli
I
right
think
now.
I don't know if he's natural at. but
He's
he
naturally
can
on the
kinda do
right.
both.
He's naturally on the right.
But I think he is known as a center back as well.
So I mean that's a good thing. That's flexibility. Because thank the Lord, because then we could get rid of Quadrado from playing consistently.
You had to check your watch to
That-
remember. You gotta
No,
go.
no. I'm good. I got a text. It's just because our game is our game is at 8:00 tonight,
you
and my
gotta
dad's like, "Hey, remember we gotta go in there and get ready." And I'm like, "I know, I get it. We're good."
Yeah. No, I think we're almost done anyways. We've wasted so much time on nothing.
Well, I mean,
Let's be honest.
we did this for you guys. We're like, nah, we can't just leave everybody out hanging for an entire week and only see them on Thursday. So it's like,
I mean, a couple of you guys saw me try to stream FIFA the past couple nights. The first night was a travesty. Yeah, it's been lonely without you. That's all I can say.
oh, I'm touched.
It's good to have you back.
It's like,
Yeah, okay, stop touching yourself. Is there
ooh wee.
Oh man. When there's nothing to talk about, we get so messed up. Do you have anything else?
No. I think we covered everything. So we covered Kean, we covered Cambiaso, we covered the Minnesota Vikings, we covered Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, we covered everything. NBA
We covered Bones and his obsession with me spying on him. We covered KB and his banter, and then we also covered Niket back on audio, and then we had Frankie come in talking about him working at 7:16. Oh, well, he's in Texas, so they got like 2 hours ahead, so like 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday. So yeah, there's not much. I gotta probably spend the next couple of days looking at some film for Empoli, so we can do our pregame tomorrow. Yeah, because it is tomorrow. Because tomorrow's Thursday.
It is tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's plan this out then, because it's Thursday. So you want to do this at 4:30 tomorrow?
Yeah, I gotta do it at 4:30.
Yeah, so there you go. The game.
Oh,
this is all Eastern time, of course.
He's not in Texas. Why did I think he's in Texas?
He's
he's the cheesehead. That's right. Man, man, good. I was gonna say, good thing he wasn't on when Niket was on, because Niket's Minnesota, a Vikings guy. He's a Vikings fan. Frankie's a Green Bay fan. You guys are about to beef this season for that NFC North division.
And we're back on the NFL again. We can't escape it. Oh, jeez. So, yeah, it's just so. I mean, I'm gonna get distracted. We're playing this, guys. We're letting you know when we're on tomorrow, 4:30. I plan to do the watch along. It is 2:45 on Friday, correct? The match.
2:45, yes.
Okay, so I'll be probably 2:35-ish. Let's say. Try to catch that the pregame show when it starts up on Fubo for me and whatever you watch. And then, of course, Saturday I'm gonna have to make it early, so maybe another 4:35, something like that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Man, Sharif, where were you, man? You just popped up towards the end.
Defense is like the U.S. now. You don't know who's running the plays. I'm pretty sure you can say that about most governments. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. See, this is what we got to start doing this at 7. I know it's later, but look, people start rolling in. It's because you're all like Central and Mountain time. Yeah, like we're all East Coasters. I used to live out west. I did like it better out there. I was on stealth mode. I love how you guys just like parrot drop in here and be like, bam, take this, throw that in your mouth. Okay, Bones is Eastern. All right, we got somebody on the Eastern. It's good. It's good to not be alone.
Yeah, Frankie said, he was like, I was on stealth mode. Oh, okay. I get it. I see how it is. You just, secretly, Bones, see, that's who was spying on us. It wasn't me. It was Sharif. He was watching us in the secret. He's just like this, just kind of like. And
a Jets fan. Nickette's a Jets
fan. Well, nice. Hey, they're doing good this year.
They're a decent team. Yeah, the Jets.
Yeah, they smacked the Packers this
Okay,
weekend.
hold on, because I was thinking Winnipeg Jets. Are we talking about the New Jersey Jets or the Winnipeg Jets?
New York Jets.
He says KB says we should do it at 6 your time or 5:30. We did?
No, I think he's talking about the pregame.
Oh, the pregame tomorrow?
Yeah, I think. That's
but no, because you can't.
Yeah,
you can't do
I can't.
So,
I got an obligation, unfortunately.
NFL out, nice. Yeah, just so you guys know, Tuesdays and Thursdays for Dash, he can't go really late, so we try to do early. Thursdays for me, I'm coming in hot, so Thursdays just suck, but we do it anyways.
So I actually have some good news schedule wise, so I can actually do late Tuesdays now.
Tuesdays, okay. So Thursday is just a mess.
Yeah,
which
Thursday.
Is tomorrow. I'm gonna be a mess tomorrow. Heads up.
Thursday and Fridays. Thursdays and Fridays for me are the messy days, the messy afternoons.
And Fridays. Okay, whatever. You'll see us like the next 3 days. That's all that matters. Yeah. I put the schedule up. If you hit the bell, if you subscribe, if you do all that great stuff, you're gonna know anyways. If you got us on the Twitter, that's at. You can either do. Look us up. It's all in the description. Just go down in the description. Look us up. I throw all our stuff up there as well as the Discord. Also in the description. Everything gets posted. Discord is where we definitely play some more FIFA or whatever games. I got my new steering wheel. Playing some FIFA. F1. All that nonsense. So check us out everywhere. I promise that Dash will not have access to all these ridiculous sound bites anywhere else. And I think it's your turn now.
I'm gonna grab the mic like this and just be like, all right, time for some ASMR. So I won't be loud because I don't want to do ear rape, unfortunately, because apparently one of the sound bits was really loud. So I'll whisper like this. So thanks for partaking in our little news outlet, call-in show, banter show, shenanigans show, laugh at things show, and the Green Bay Packers stink show. But some programming, housekeeping requirements. Make sure you like, share the video, subscribe. I don't even know why I sound like Batman on that one. I was reaching Batman really weirdly on that one. But anyways, everybody, thank you for watching, sticking around. KB, Bones, Nickette, also Sharif with your little stealth mode cameo. I see you. And then Frankie, you should probably go back to work before your boss gets pissed at you. And yeah, guys, we'll see you tomorrow afternoon, or afternoon for us, for the pregame show. I have some clips on Empoli. I think the player that we might need to watch out for on Empoli. Little spoiler alert, he is Albanian like yours truly. So haha, I'm gonna have a little bit more fun with this one.
Is it Army?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him.
Dave got him. But on other news, guys, we will see you later. Take it easy and treat everybody with respect, aight?
Aight. See you tomorrow, guys. Take care. Love y'all.